And yep. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the chat is
Whoa.
broken again, dude.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, everybody. You look good today, everybody. Every one of
Hi.
you. Hey, says Ash the Fujoshi. No, Fujoshi. Whatever it said. I don't know. The chat's going too fast. Hey, guys. You guys are saying hi a lot and stuff.
Hi. 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 Just
Oi.
keep just hi,
Oi.
everybody.
Oi. Hi. Oh, okay. I'll say hi. Hello, the real or the relatable cookie. Hello, Funzozo. Funzozo? I don't know. Cute says
Oh man,
Selena.
that chat is
Banana
going so
Cupcake.
fast.
Thanks. Hi, very original. Hi, L. Hi, Piano Man. Hi, art, amazing piano. Pianist. I don't know what it was. Hi, Chunwing. 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 I don't know. Hello, Alicia. Hello, Rachel. Hello, the Beta Cat. What are you doing here? Get out of here, you tool. I see that wrench next to your name.
I'm out of here.
Oh, see you later.
I'm gone forever.
Oh,
Just kidding.
that doesn't
You draw
sound right.
furries. Insert
Furry.
expletive.
You left. you turned yours off. That was funny. Let's see here.
Oh man, like the chat's going so fast today.
You know what? You have a nice blue background, and it looks so nice. I'm gonna have to do this. Just because you're so blue.
I have a blue light on in the back.
Die because okay, maybe I went a little too blue. Okay, all right. I went a little too blue, but it looks good on your screen. I'm just gonna be a little bit blue here. No, I'll fix it.
Just get a LifeX bulb. That's what it is, pretty much. I have 2 LifeX bulbs above me.
Oh, that's cool.
I have one that's just pure white and the other one's blue. Yeah, there you go.
I'll contrast your blue with my yellow. That looks good. Looks really good.
This is your first stream. Welcome to your first stream.
Welcome.
First stream.
Wait, first stream ever? Or first stream that you'll be doing with us? First time you're here.
Okay.
My face is all distorted. It's so strange. On the stream, it's given me like a giant eyebrow and a giant beard.
So you're the host today.
I saw my screen. It looks terrible. It looks like I got in like a fight and someone drew on me with giant black markers. I wonder if it's just me who sees me like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the stream. Oh, it cleared up. It cleared up for the most part. I still got this really intense, really dark beard that I don't have. Like, I do have a beard, but it's not that intense. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
I look bald. Yeah, I'll just do this then, and then I won't look so bald. I just won't be able to see you for the rest of the stream. No. So
let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. Who's hosting this time?
You.
Okay, so welcome to Don't Worry Everybody. Congratulate yourselves, pat yourselves on the back for making it this time, unlike another time that you didn't make it. I don't know, maybe some of you have made it every single time. Impressive if you have. Anyways, this is basically where we do a show where we try to give back to the community and give our advice. So basically we take any concerns you have that you write into the chat, anything you're going through currently in your life that you want us to talk about or would like some advice on, or something maybe your friend is going through that maybe you want to share with them some advice. Anything like that, and leave it in the comments, and we'll do our best to talk about what we've experienced about those things. Now, we aren't professional psychiatrists or anything like that, but we have lived lives and learned a lot from them, and it's nice to be able to share our experiences and give our advice on those things. So you don't have to listen to us, but you can at least hear us out if you would like.
I agree.
All right. Let me pop out this chat.
So we have one about depression.
Depression?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How's it read?
No, there's two that they're asking about depression.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a third one going about depression.
Okay.
Damn. Why y'all sad? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, hey guys. why y'all doing that? Depression's not good for you guys. You know that, right? Sorry.
I'll start real quick. But
okay. Yeah, go for it.
So also real quick, we see your other questions. The chat's just going really fast, and I'm gonna try to save them, so we will get to you if we can. But for the three that are asking about depression, you all asked in very similar fashion, so I think they're all related. But in general, depression, if you want help, you accomplish the first step, which is asking for help. And you're asking it here, which is good. So that's step one. You've already opened the door to letting yourself get help. Now, to further help yourself get out of it, you don't want to so much distract yourself from the depression, but you want to kind of accept what it is that's making you depressed. Which the hardest part is finding out why you're feeling that way. But kind of take a look at your life. What is it that's making you feel this way? Is it because you're lonely? Is it because you don't have any friends? Is it because you're not good at something? All these things build up and cause negative feelings inside of us. And once you figure out what it is that's causing it, it gets easier to start removing it from your life. Now, there's also chemical imbalances and stuff like that, which is way too scientific. And frankly, I think when you start diving that deep into it, you're just giving yourself more reason not to be helped, because you're looking at all these statistics, which they're just statistics. They're all variations of things that can possibly be and cannot be. And that actually kind of gets on my nerves, because, like I said, you're just fighting against yourself for absolutely no reason, but just to say that I can't be helped. So once you start figuring out all these things that are putting you in bad positions, you can go against it and start removing it from your life. And then after you get to that point, start finding things that make you happy. Oh, I really enjoy music. Start branching out and finding new music, connecting with people that enjoy music, be it online, be it in real life, just talking to your parents, talking to your brothers, sisters, or siblings if you have any. But you have to allow yourself to get help. You can't just do not feel sorry for yourself, because if you do that, then who else is going to feel sorry for you? You're pretty much telling them that I'm just going to be this way forever. But you don't want to be that way forever, because that way sucks. That sucks real hard. You're never going to experience the beauty of life. You're never going to experience the beauty of discovering new things. So, I guess to dumb it all down, just do your best and slowly and gradually make yourself better by allowing people to come into your life and to allowing yourself to experience new things. Because I think a big part of depression is the fact that you're alone and you feel like you're not getting anything from life other than being sad. Which I can tell you, life is full of amazing things, but you gotta let yourself have it. And that's it.
Yeah, I really like your point on all of that. I think one of the things about depression is when you become depressed, you feel like you don't want to do anything. You don't really care to exist, maybe, or maybe you do, but you just don't really care to do anything. You kind of just want to shrink back and do nothing, right? You want to be able to feel good without having to do anything for it. And it's kind of like a spiral, a spiral of self-destruction, because as soon as you get depressed, you feel like not doing anything, but doing something is exactly what you need to do. So you have to fight it. Unfortunately, it's not something that goes away if you don't try. It's something that will stay there forever if you don't try. And that's actually pretty terrible, because I've seen that happen to a lot of people, where they're depressed for very, very long periods of time because they have given up, or they bought into an idea where they just stop trying, or they give into their feelings of depression and they allow that to take over them, and they just choose to do nothing about it. And they say that's just who they are. And it's unfortunate because, it's something that you can get out of. I've been there before, and you can move forward, but it takes effort, and you have to figure out what you're going to do. You have to give yourself a plan. Like, what am I going to do to counteract this depression, and start planning things out and taking action. Just doing that in itself will give you a good feeling, and a feeling of accomplishment that will help you get over your depression. For me, it was realizing that my depression was being caused because I was being negative and being selfish. And I had to get over those things. So I planned out I said, okay, what can I do to do the opposite of those things? And I started to give to more people without asking for anything in return, hoping that they wouldn't give anything in return, just because I knew that was kind of cool, actually. And the other thing was to stay positive. To whenever I experienced something bad, whether it was a bad feeling or someone insulted me, or maybe I just thought of something bad, like I was in a situation and I was like, oh, this sucks. I had to stop myself and tell myself to go the other direction, and try my best to find something good. Doing that is what it takes to get out of it, but it's very good. I think one of the main causes for depression is probably what's the word? Well, I'll say when you're depression is when you're down on yourself, right? But when you have nothing to be proud of, I think that's one of the biggest things. When you have a lot of guilt, or a lot of you're looking at your life and you don't feel proud of yourself, and you don't see the value. That's the main thing, I think, that of today that's causing depression, because people are looking at themselves and they don't see the value, and they don't see they aren't proud of themselves. They aren't looking at themselves and saying, wow, I'm actually impressed that I made it where I am. I think we have to start doing that again. Start doing things that'll make ourselves proud, and that will clear up a lot of the depression. Because when you're proud of yourself, you don't feel depressed about yourself. It's a very different thing. When you know you've done the right thing, when you can look back at your last few moments and say, wow, I managed to not do this, which I hate when I do, or I managed to do this really nice thing for somebody else, and it made me feel really good. Doing that, I think, is a great start to getting out of depression.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So we hope we
CJ
answered your question, and you are amazing. Just the way you are.
Okay, I have a question. Is my voice coming across clearly?
You have reverb, of course, because of your room and you being far away from the mic.
Oh,
but that's always it.
I was just making sure it wasn't because you were talking just now, and it sounded like a computer robot thing. Actually, it sounded like the robot in Portal. This is a triumph.
Oh, really? Like right now, I'm sounding like that?
No, you were just for a second, and it was just after I got done talking. So I was like, "Oh man, I hope everything I said didn't sound
you were
like
good.
That." Okay, good.
Okay, cool. So we hope we answered your question, and you got this. three individuals, which
Yeah.
it would take me forever to find your names because it was all the way at the top.
Yeah,
But I love you.
I love you too. I think one of the main things is you have to believe in yourself, and don't believe in the negative part of yourself that wants to tell you to let go or to stop trying. Um, Derek pointed out a good thing, like, you look into, oh, these are the medical reasons or the scientific reasons that you have it and all of these. And so many times it becomes an excuse not to try, an excuse to give up. Oh, this is just who I am. This is what's wrong with my brain and I can't fix it. Well, don't even give yourself that, because I have seen many people who have been diagnosed as bipolar, for them to realize, oh, I'm actually not bipolar, even though my doctor said I was. I realized it was just something I had to figure out in myself and get over, and stop being so wishy-washy on my emotions, stop falling to my emotions all the time. Because I'm not actually bipolar, I just didn't have enough self-control. And I've seen that a lot. And so, a doctor's job, they're not evil, but a doctor's job is to diagnose you with something so he can help you. But sometimes the diagnosis itself is what causes people to stop moving forward. So just keep that in mind. Don't try not to make excuses for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Hey, would it be cool if I did? And whoops! I forgot if I did that, your Skype picture goes away.
What did you do?
Oh no! I was trying to pull up something on Discord, but never mind. If I do that, your video is gonna go away.
Oh.
But I lost my train of thought. I should have done it beforehand, but never mind. Doesn't matter. I like cats. Okay, cool. Let's continue on.
Okay, yeah, you guys are great. Yeah, do you, and we'll do us.
Okay. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, go on.
I'm looking through. We have a lot of people saying they love you, which is cool. And you are better. Okay. Do you see any? Go ahead and point them out.
Okay. Kanato Mikaze says, I hope I don't annoy you or anything. I just want to ask again. I have some bad experience with long distance relationships, but I fell in love with a person who lives at the other side of my country. Do you have any advice to overcome the loneliness? I can meet him only once in 2 months. I'd be happy if you could help me after finishing this topic. Do you have anything for that?
So I've never been in a long distance relationship. I'm actually not really a relationship person, to be quite honest. I don't know why that is. I've never really had a huge desire to be with someone. If I had, it was probably over, or maybe ever once in my entire life. And that one experience was actually enough for me to realize that I don't need to be with someone to be happy, nor do I need someone just to be with them. And I don't ever look for it. So the best advice I can give you for terms of long distance relationship, if you're feeling lonely, that in itself, it's entirely separate of relationship, I think. Or I guess more towards just how you think about yourself, to be quite honest. Are you feeling lonely because you need that approval from someone? Do you need to feel that someone desires you? Is that why you're lonely? Do you need to feel that? I think loneliness is I think you can split it up into being somewhat selfish, but also somewhat in that zone that, what's the word to say this? If you think of something static, feel free to throw it in. But I feel like loneliness is part having this need to feel that you're wanted, but also this need that you may just want company. I don't know if that's the same thing. You know what I mean?
Sure. No, I think that's actually a very good point. I've met a lot of people who say that they're lonely, even though they have tons of friends.
They said that I don't need approval. I just want to be with the person I love.
Sure. And I think they're not necessarily talking about loneliness then in this situation. They're probably talking about a longing rather than loneliness. Rather than loneliness, they feel
okay. Yeah, that makes more sense then.
Yearning or longing for, which I can understand. you have a desire to be with this person that you love. Um, Once again, that is a desire that is within yourself, not something that is necessarily that you're called to do, or something that's uh, it's not necessarily bad and it's not necessarily good. It's just kind of uh, just something you experience especially when you're deeply in love with somebody. You have this emotional high, and you greatly desire their um, presence in your life. Um, but here's the thing: you're in an online long distance relationship, um, and that's something you just have to deal with. Unfortunately, I've been in quite a few myself, and I have been to the point where it's like, man, I just want to see you, or whatever, or like I never get to see you very often because we're so far apart and we both have things that we're doing all the time.
Hmm.
Um, and it's unfortunately something that you just have to put up with. And the thing is, people who get married and they live in close distance relationships experience the same thing. Because they both have to go to work all day, um, or maybe they're just not necessarily a long distance relationship, but they just don't live with each other yet. So, um, I think, this is just something you're going to have to
Oh
figure
my
out
god.
and experience for the rest of your life, because um, you'll always desire to be with the people that you love. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Um, but how do you get over it? I think that's a good question. That's a good question to start asking, because um, when you feel that yearning, you don't want it to drag you down, right? You don't want it to um, make you feel bad. Yearning is a good thing in a way, to long for somebody else, to feel appreciative of them. Um, so I think that's a good thing. It's a healthy thing, but don't make it into a bad thing. Don't make it cause you to bring yourself down and feel like, oh, I'm depressed. I don't feel like doing anything today. All of that kind of stuff. Rather, just kind of put up with the pain and make it and realize that it's just because the person means so much to you. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much advice other than just it's nice to talk about those things and get it off our chest. It's something that we can't really do much about, other than um, maybe control your desires a little bit, or just saying, it is what it is. No reason to feel bad about it. You know?
And that's like my view on almost everything. But
Yeah, it's this view about most things is, it is what it is.
yeah, that's my view on
Yeah.
almost everything in life. But I want to apologize to
Mhm.
my first answer for you. I didn't mean to like say you wanted the approval. I was just speculating because the way you wrote it. But then Ryan
Yeah,
cleared it up for
no,
me.
no, because originally I was thinking that too, Derek, because that is so often the case. People say, "Oh, I'm lonely," and they are feeling a sense of loneliness, but it's within themselves. We have this
Hmm.
desire, but it's selfish, and it's it's like, someone please pay attention to me, or I feel lonely even if there's people around. Like, it's because you don't feel good about yourself. Really, it's really an internal battle, loneliness, as opposed to um, something like uh, yearning for someone, longing for somebody. I think it's slightly different, but both of them are internal battles.
Hmm.
But
So
loneliness is just one of those things that, yeah, it's contrary to its sound. It's not because you need somebody to be by you. It's because you need to learn how to be with yourself.
mhm.
And yeah, I think that's really a big struggle of current
So
times.
I'm gonna throw a BRB screen up real quick because someone's requesting just like soft music. I'm just gonna use the outro music that we use. So we
Yeah.
will be right back, and like it's just gonna take me like a minute just so I can pull it up. But I don't want you guys to see all my stuff.
Ah, cool. We're back.
All right, we should have music up. let us know if it's too loud and stuff. But yeah, so we hope to help you out. Kanato, I think that was your name. Sorry again. No, you have full right to hate me right now. That's cool.
You just did slander my name everywhere you go now.
So I've been writing down messages somewhat. I have one from Eco, and she says, it was my company. What? My company wants to move the company abroad, and they want me to go with them. I love my job, it pays well, and I'm in a good position, but I don't know if I want to move. Can you offer advice? I don't think I have like exact experience per se, but I'm hired in a company that I have not worked yet. I've been hired for like, Ryan knows this, I've been hired for them for like almost 2 months now. But it's a company that builds events for like people like Samsung, Apple, Microsoft, pretty much anything. They build the events. So things that you see on television, they work E3, they work Insomnia, they work all those stuff. But I have not yet once worked with them because they have like a long list of people that are already on the team. So I just got to get lucky, I guess. But I decided to go for that over a more stable position, which I had 2 interviews in the same week and they both offered me the job, but I went with the one that allowed me to travel because I haven't traveled in my entire life and I want to experience life in that sense. The other job, and it was something that I like to do, which is building stuff. The other job was like a car dealership / rental company. No desire in that. I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about sales. And I just don't want to be in that environment. It's nothing that I want to work my career towards. But it paid well as well. But I chose to go with the one that would let me travel because I can see myself doing it. So if you think that position going abroad is something that you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life and you want to experience life, travel around, I'd say go for it. But if you think you can't do that, that you want to stay where you are and maybe try to find something locally, then that's also fine too. But you have to kind of decide, hopefully you have a good time frame of when you have to make the decision before you go abroad or not, if you want to go and take that chance or if you just want to stay in whatever town you're in and find something there. But me, I'm trying to live my life to the fullest, despite me just like chilling in my house most of the time. But yeah, just do what you want to do. And it can be scary for sure, but that's what life's all about. It's about taking chances and doing fun things, because you don't want to be like 80 years old laying in your toilet like, oh man, I wish I did that thing way back in the day. Yeah, because everyone says laying in your bed. That's boring.
That's boring. You gotta lay in your toilet.
Yeah, you gotta lay in your toilet. You're just like sitting there like all messed up, like, oh, I just wish I would have gone to that thing and got that ice cream. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That soup that got away.
Yeah, that soup that got away. It just dripped off your table, but you weren't fast enough to look it off the table.
Yeah, if only I had been paying attention. Yeah, are you done giving the advice on that? Okay. I think I agree with Derek. One of the things I would say is remove fear from the equation. If you're fearful of either option, don't be fearful. Don't base your decision completely on fear. Because life is probably going to work out. Well, life will work out, not probably. Life will work out either way. But I think, we can't answer this question for you, but we can give you some thoughts that may help you think maybe about it in a different light. I would take a look at the situation, and I think Derek said a great word. What do you see yourself doing for the rest of your life? Is this something, maybe it's not something you see you're doing for the rest of life, but maybe something you'd like to experience at least. What's more important to you? The job, the things that you do in the job, the money, the friends you have there, or maybe the friends you have at home. Maybe it's the family you have at home that you want to be with. Maybe it's more important for you to be present with your family than to be abroad with your family. There's a lot of reasons to stay or to go, but I would weigh yourself on what's more important, not necessarily what's more urgent, because that sometimes appears important just because it needs to be done immediately, but just what's more important on the grand scheme of things, if you put your priorities straight and you look at it and you say, okay, based on what I say my priorities are, what should I do? And it's good to have a nice paying job, and it's awesome to have a job that you love. I think that if you're doing something in your job that's really good and you're helping a lot of people or something like that, for me, that would be good enough reason to continue. But if I have an extreme connection with my family, that I know that they rely on me, and that my presence in their life is really important to them, and that their presence in my life is important to me, then maybe I'll stay behind. I'm sure you have a lot of things to think about in this ways, but just put your priorities, like write a list of your priorities. What's your first priority, and your second, your third, and then weigh them against the different options, and maybe you'll come to your conclusion. And maybe once you come to that conclusion, you'll be like, nah, that didn't feel good. I'll go with the other one. Kind of like when you're in the morning, sometimes in the morning, I'm trying to pick a cereal. So I use the eeny, meeny, miny, no, pick a tire by his toe, whatever. And then when I'm like, nah, I don't really want that one. I thought I did, but now I realized now that I picked it, I don't really want that one. I want this one. I think putting your priorities down on paper might help you figure it out.
Cool. So,
No,
hope
you're
that
cool.
helps, Eco. But I have another question that I think you have way more experience than I do, because you've actually told me this before. But Alicia Padilla said, I never slept for 2 months. I want to believe you. And I don't eat and don't know why.
Okay. I haven't slept in 2 months and I don't eat. Probably not well. Where is this comment?
It's way up.
A long time ago.
But I've been trying to keep track
Alicia.
of all the questions.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see Alicia Padilla. She's probably Filipino. But anyways, or maybe she's Hispanic. I don't know. Either way, because both of them can have that last name. Okay. So I haven't slept, and so that's obviously an issue. Do you have anything you want to say about this?
So super duper story time. I don't think eating was more of the problem, but there was when I got laid off. First time ever getting laid off in my entire life, which was 2 years ago at Best Buy. I was laid off, and I did find a job, which actually didn't work out. Pretty much I got screwed really hard, and then I was with nothing. I had nothing. I had no job, no money, no income, no nothing, and I was staying up late because I just had thoughts in my head. I'm a grown man. I need to take care of myself. I need to pay my bills. I do live with my parents, but I mean, they got their own thing going on, and like sometimes I help them with whatever they need. So you can imagine how our total income of the house can be. So I was staying up all night trying to find ways to like applying to all these places. I was applying to like 50 jobs in a few days and just trying to find something, but just thinking of all the negative stuff that could possibly happen. Like, oh man, I'm gonna lose my car. I'm gonna go bankrupt, and my credit's really good. For my age, my credit's really good. And I was gonna lose that. So is there something like that going on in your life? Is there something so incredibly absurd and hardcore that it's making you not sleep? Are you thinking about stuff? Because what I had to do to get out of that funk that was keeping me awake at stupid hours in the morning, sometimes I wouldn't even sleep at all, was I had to stop and tell myself that I can think all these things, but nothing's gonna happen in terms of me getting better, because I'm just gonna be sitting there like, oh man, dude, like, oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. This is why I say don't don't feel sorry for yourself, because if you do that, no one else is gonna do that. Because you start with yourself. You're your best friend. You're your greatest enemy, of course. You're your biggest critic. You are the one that's gonna make you do things. Yes, there's outside help that's going to help you get there, which is exactly what happened in my situation. My best friend of all time, he heard what was happening to me, but I never told him because I'm really stubborn like that. I've gotten better, but I have a hard time taking help from people because it's like my ego won't let me. But I've gotten better. But He hit me up, he called me, we went out, and he's like, my dude, I know you're down right now. I know you don't have a job. And I was like, who told you, man? I'll go to their house and I will punch him right in the wee-wee. And he didn't tell me, of course. He's like, look, man, like, it's cool. Like, I can help you look for a job. And then within a few days, he got me a job at the place he worked at. And then I got promoted to manager and blah, blah, blah. I don't work there anymore. This was like years ago. But I'm not going way off track. Anyway, oh, you said you're 10 years old? Maybe you're just full of sugar and you should stop that. What do you think, Ryan? She's 10 years old if she can't sleep and eat.
Yeah, sometimes it is something that we eat. Like, I actually had a friend who said, I can't sleep at night. And I was like, oh. And then I figured out she was drinking Monsters. And I was like, oh, that might be why. And she says, no, they don't have an effect on me. Caffeine doesn't affect me. Energy drinks don't affect me. I just can't sleep at night. And I'm like, well, you might want to stop them for a while and find out, because those things really, what you eat and what you drink, it does have an effect on you. For me, I figured out that, I've always had a hard time sleeping at night, and I still do sometimes. Sometimes I'll just lay there for hours and I never get any sleep, and then time to go. I figured out that a lot of it is for myself due to dehydration, even though that sounds strange. If I just drink a glass of water before I go to bed, I'll fall asleep a lot easier. Because I guess my body was just wanting that and giving it that. It makes it fall asleep. Kind of strange. So sometimes what you eat and what you drink does change your sleeping habit. But also, eating is important. Another thing is what you're doing before you go to bed. What are you playing with your phone or on the computer, or are you sleeping with like an electronic device that's an entertainment device right next to you, and then you feel like you can't sleep because you keep on playing with it? I've met people, young children who do that too, and that's actually a common cause for being unable to sleep is basically just doing things before you sleep that aren't conducive to that type of thing. But anyhow, carrying on, eating is very important. I had a friend, and she stopped eating like entirely. And she would eat, well, not completely. She would eat like 1 carrot every like 3 days. And I'm not joking about that. She literally just stopped pretty much. And what happened was her organs started to fail on her. Her body started shutting down, and she had this ache in her stomach that was crazy intense. And so she finally went to the doctors, and they were like, okay, so here's what's going on. Your organs are shutting down because you're not using them. You need to eat more food so that you can use your organs so they'll start working again. They told her the pain you're experiencing right now is the closest thing to being pregnant and in labor. It's basically the closest thing to childbirth that any human can experience, except for one thing. Childbirth only lasts, or labor only lasts for a couple hours. This was lasting all day, every day for her. And it got especially worse at night, where she was settled down and just laying on the floor, having trouble. So that's what you could experience for yourself if you decided you just want to stop eating. You have to work yourself up an appetite, and in order to do that, you just have to start eating, and maybe get into enjoying food a little bit more. Try new things, and maybe help your mom cook or whatever. I saw that you're 10 or something like that. So try cooking more, getting more into food, and maybe you'll start eating better. I can't say for sure though. But most of those are things that you have to learn to take care of yourself on. You have to take time and think about them and say, well, what can I be doing better here? to get better sleep, or what can I do better here to eat better? What can I eat more of? What's good to eat and what's not good to eat, especially if you're only eating little amounts. It's important to be healthy with what you eat. So anyways, I can't really help too much other than just giving advice based on that. Like, hey, watch out for the things that make it so you can't fall asleep, like electronics, or entertainment, or things that make you think a lot. Activities like certain video games, you'll think about the whole night and be unable to fall asleep. Things like that. They aren't bad to do, but maybe just before bed, give it an hour or so rest so that you don't work yourself up just before you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, hope that helps. It's kind of an interesting situation.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I have one from Crazy Vanilla. The chat's been helping him out. Her, sorry. But
Okay.
I've been following it, and I think it's something that we both have, I think, good experience with. But it's pretty much, I've heard that your greatest enemy is yourself. And I popped in there and said, yeah, I think that's true. And then I saw something that he wrote to someone that taking opportunities and not being afraid to lose something or something important. And I think we've both done that, where you've done it with music, and I've also done it with music and other things in my life. So I think we should answer in the sense of, should you take opportunities despite what you will lose in hopes of getting what you want? You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a good question. I think, we talked a little bit about this earlier about, your priorities and that sort of thing. The thing is, life is a constant state of gaining and losing. Sometimes you're afraid to lose things, but here's the thing. You're still going to be you. You're still alive, even if you lose those things. And you can probably gain them back, right? But you might be presented with an opportunity over another. And I would say, if one of them is more aligned with your passion, then you should pretty much always choose it. If one of them is more along the lines of doing good for the world, or something like that, and you can see it as something that's really good. Sometimes you have a situation where you have good versus great, where it's like you have two options. One of them is very good, and the other one is great. But you have to let go of the good in order to get the great, and that happens a lot in life. I think you should not be afraid to lose things, because when you die, you lose everything anyways, right? Yeah? I mean, we can all agree to that. When you die, you lose everything. So don't be afraid to lose things, because you're totally going to. You're going to lose an opportunity if you don't take it. And you're going to lose what you have when you die anyways. So don't be afraid to give things up. Don't be afraid to let things go, and always be willing to chase life to a higher state. Always be willing to chase something, because that's what makes life really fantastic and enjoyable. There are people who live fantastic lives, and all that, okay, here's a great example. A lot of us yearn for adventure, right? We want to, that's a lot of times why we play RPGs, because we get into the game and it's this constant adventure where it's like, I'm going out and I'm doing these things and I'm, experiencing new things, right? In order to experience new things, sometimes we have to let old things go. If we hold on to everything we have, we can't let go of it and experience new things, right? It's a pretty easy visual. Like, you have your house and you want to live in your house, so you hold on to your house, but you know that outside of your house is a bigger adventure that's waiting for you. But because you decided, I don't want to let go of this object, you're stuck to it. And then you don't get to experience the adventure. And life is a lot about adventure, to be honest. Great lives are lived when you don't care so much about losing things, but you care a whole lot about gaining things for other people, especially, or finding new things, going on an adventure, experiencing many things. and experiencing them with new people. You know, I think life is meant to be an adventure, and I think a lot of times, even myself included, we hold on to too much and don't learn to let go because we're afraid. But sometimes we really just need to do that so that we can move forward.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to say, Derek?
So, I actually have a very recent experience, but you can take this as just the way I live life. You could probably view this as like extremely not responsible, but it's the way I do it, and who knows. But right now, going back to the whole, I don't know if you're here for this, but I got interviewed by 2 companies, one which was a car rental company, which I have no desire in. I don't care about sales, I don't care about none of that. And then the other one was working events and traveling around the world. So I got offered both jobs, but I took the one for traveling around the world because I want to do that, and it's something I like. However, I have not once worked a day yet because they have a long list of people that are hired and they go by seniority, and I have not yet earned my way in, so I'm pretty sure I just have to wait until someone like gets fired or something before I get in there. But I'm on there. I'm hired. I'm on their list. But I took a chance, and that kind of put me in a position where I drive for Lyft, and if you know what Lyft is, or Uber, it's kind of like that, or it's exactly like that, but it's just another alternative. So I do that. That's how I make my money. However, I'm driving long hours of the day. Sometimes what I make is not worth it because I waste all my money on gas. But because of that, I've had opportunities where I've met people in the car that are filmmakers, producers, and things like that, and we just have conversations. And I started getting clients because they would mention that they work here and there, and I say, hey, I know how to work with music, I know how to work with audio, I do video editing, and I just offer my services. It's like, hey, can I get your contact? Can I get this and that? And sure enough, I made my first client about a month ago, and then I got another client, same thing, in the Lyft car, and he was in film, just doing audio stuff. And the first client that I got, I've impressed him so much that he passed my name on to a film production company that needs a video/audio editor. So I'm waiting on that to come in. But I'm still in a position where I hardly make any money because I'm doing this all on my own. I'm a freelancer. So I have to make the time on my own to do all these things for a pay rate that can arguably be better. But since I am just a new person in their eyes, I do not have the right to charge them anymore because I don't have a portfolio to say, hey, I can do this really well. All I have is just small samples because I have not yet got to work with someone. If you have no name behind those samples, then no one's going to pay you the money that you want. So I took that chance because it's something I want to do. I want to work with audio. I love music. That's what I do. And I think I'm kind of getting there, but it's going to be a long road. And I may be struggling, but at least I'm like somewhat happy. This is like the worst advice of all time. But at least I'm just working towards something that I enjoy. And I don't know how it's going to turn out. I just know that if I keep doing it and making sure I take every opportunity that I see that someone says, hey, I need this, or if I see someone that knows somebody, I'm going to go over there and ask, hey, you mind introducing me? Like, don't be afraid to put yourself in there, because if you don't do it, there's a good chance that no one may do it for you. I just got lucky and he actually happened to plug me in because he was just happy with my work, which is another thing. Always do 100%, do 200%, do the best you can so someone's impressed with you. But the more I take opportunities, I notice there was risk. The more I try to lose them, peace is what I seek. Yeah, man, you just gotta do it, because I think the way I view life is that if I don't chase after what I want, then I'm not going to be happy ever. Sure, I'll struggle along the way, but I think it's just the adventure that I have trying to get there is what keeps me going, I guess. The never-ending journey, so to speak.
Yeah. I think one of the things is, too, there's always this state of you'll never be content with what you have. That's because life is not about having things. It's not necessarily about gaining things or losing things exactly, but being able to let go is important, I think. But anyways, the point I was about to make was, you'll never be happy with what you have. You'll never be happy, perfectly content because of where you are at this moment. Because for forever. I mean, you might be content for a couple of minutes or even like a couple of days, but then you'll start to get bored of what you have. That's because life isn't designed to be about being in a position or about having a specific job. It's about moving. It's about the journey. It's about the adventure. So don't worry so much about, what you have at this moment. More so, I think Derek's position on life is good because it allows him to continue to move forward and keep on doing things and new things. And that is life in a state of moving rather than life in a state of just standing still, where you'll be you won't have a whole lot to be happy about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there are so many good questions here. I've seen so many.
What do you want to
one
pull?
of them, one of them was a long time ago. It's gone now. But I wanted to touch on it just because I thought it was interesting. But I have to find the person. It was One with Wolves, I believe their name was. Her name was, I believe. One with Wolves. I think it's a girl, it might be a boy. I'm sorry, you can tell me if you want. Anyways, they said they are triplets, so 3 people that look the same. I believe, if I remember correctly, anyways. And they said they have problem with every time they get called the wrong sister's name, they get upset. And the main thing that upsets them is when their friend calls them their sister's name instead of her name, because she mistakes him. Hey, Matt. So anyways, the situation is, how do I stop myself from getting angry or so mad when my friends call me my sister's name or mistake me for my sister? Obviously, we've never experienced that, but I've experienced things that might help. Lessons learned.
I knew 2 pairs of twins in high school, and I don't know if that helps any, but I would call them the wrong names all the time and they would just laugh it off. I don't know how they felt about it, but I think it's just one of those things that it's gonna happen, so you kind of just gotta, as harsh as it is, you just gotta deal with it, because it's gonna happen. I mean, you can't tell someone like, hey, we're different. How do you not know that? Because that just doesn't make sense to them. They're gonna be like, you look the same, what do you want me to do? But I think it's just one of those things where, you're triplets, you look alike, which is dope because you can do like Kagebo Shino Jutsu, Shadow Clone Jutsu and stuff.
Nice, yeah, man.
And yeah, that's all I really have to offer, because I mean, it's just one of those things that there's just things in life that you can't really do much about, and I think that's one of them, where someone's gonna mistake you because you guys look the same.
Here's basically, what do you got to do? Well, you just gotta kind of get over it. But here's some tips for you. 1, there is no such thing as a relationship that will last without forgiveness, because everyone makes mistakes, and you have to learn to be forgiving and very patient with everybody, because like, wow, of course they're gonna mess it up. Of course they're gonna get me wrong. I look exactly like my sisters. Of course. So when they make a mistake, don't get mad at them. Stop yourself and say, well, it's an honest mistake. It happens. And it's gonna happen a lot, Someone suggested changing your hairstyle, which I thought was a pretty good idea. If you really want to differ yourself from them, you could do something like that. But yeah, I think you have to learn how to be merciful and just understand people are going to make that mistake and say it's going to happen. It's going to happen for the rest of your life, pretty much. It's going to happen a lot in your life right now, and so you just have to be like really forgiving, really understanding of people, even your friends. And here's the other thing: you should try harder to think higher of your sisters, to think better of your sisters, to look at your sisters and say, my sisters are actually pretty cool. Find the really cool things about your sisters. Why do this? Because then when you get called your sister's name, it will be an honor. You'll be like, yeah, actually, my sister's pretty cool, so I don't mind getting called that, even though that's not me. Like, people used to call me Kyle, which is my brother's name. And I remember being upset at some points and times because I didn't care for my brother. But then I learned to care about my brother. I remember actually thinking, you know what? I should think better of my brother. My brother's actually pretty cool. So, and when I gave myself that talk, as soon as I was called Kyle from that day on, I was like, thanks straight, because I'm cool like Kyle. Except for, I'm not Kyle, by the way, but that's fine. Like, it didn't bother me anymore. It was actually pretty cool that people called me Kyle because it was an honor. It was like, that's cool because they're a cool person and it doesn't bother me that you called me that name. So always look at all the good things in your sisters so that you can, when someone calls you the wrong name, you can be like, that's all right. They're a cool person too. I'm glad you think that I'm cool like them. But I'm actually, this person instead. Those are the best advices I can give you, and I hope that helps.
Sweet. So I think we should wind down.
Yeah.
But beforehand, I wanted to ask you, would it be cool if I dropped my Discord server so these people can talk to each other?
Oh, yeah, go for it. I think that's a good idea.
I have a server set up on my side. I used to use it for Twitch, but I don't really stream on Twitch anymore. And I've been not wanting to delete it because I still have a community in there, and that'd be really messed up. Because all of a sudden they come on like, where is it gone? It's gone forever.
Yeah.
So I thought, what if I somehow just give it to you guys? Because I'm sure that most of you are all friends. I see people in here talking that'll add me here, add me there. But was that something you guys would be interested in? The only thing I would do differently is I would change the invite link so it can get shared to places I don't want it to be shared. Because I'm going with, like, on the very, very odd chance we have, like, just one of those people that are just going to share it in a place I don't want to be shared in. So I don't want people just coming in and then I have to go through and do, like, a mass ban. But, yeah, I'm going to pull an invite link to the server, and you'll probably see it get changed around because it's really meant for Twitch, but I'm going to change it into a Don't Worry place so you guys can hang out. But Brian, also, go ahead and plug in your place because you said you have one on your website.
Oh, my website?
Don't you have a section for Don't Worry on it?
Yes, we do have a section for Don't Worry on the website. And you can basically post your situation, and people, a lot of the community is actually responding to those things. So that's pretty cool. I think the Discord is a great idea. Let's see here. Oh yeah, actually.
How do I pull this up actually? Don't mind the Be Right Back screen, it's just that if I pull up some stuff, you guys are gonna be able to see it. See my private stuff.
Okay. Do you want, oh wait, I don't think I can, I might be able to give them a link to that Discord, but.
Oops.
Sure.
There we go. Alright, that should go directly to the server. Get ready for mass lag Discord. Probably. But yeah, right now, don't mind all like the weird tags and all the rules. I'll get that changed because, like I said, I don't stream on Twitch anymore. So I'll try to convert that as we go along.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But yeah, I've been actually thinking this in my head, but I was trying to figure out how to implement it, and I was gonna talk to you about it, but I haven't really had time to just do that. So that's my bad.
Oh. Nah, that's cool.
I prefer Skype because I don't have Discord. Yeah, the reason I use Discord myself, I still have Skype for like the off chance someone has it still. But I use Discord because I just think the UI is much better. I can swap servers really easily.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
What is Discord? Isn't the lack of harmony between notes sounding together?
Yeah, but then that's dissonance.
So Discord is I don't want to say it's new anymore. It was new maybe like I guess it's still fairly new, but it is a new communication platform that came out. It was specifically made for the gaming community.
Oh,
because
I guess it is that definition.
Because it's the UI is just so much cleaner. And you can add bots in the chat, which is dope. So if I'm not there to mod, or my friends are not there to mod, which there are mods because it's been up for a while, but it's just an easier way to communicate with your friends. There's no video chat yet, but they are implementing that. But overall, Discord is just a new platform that's been getting so much support because it was made specifically for gamers, and we know how big the gaming community is. And a lot of websites are starting to implement that into their services, which means more revenue for Discord, which means more customers. It's free, by the way, but customers as in more people to sign up for it. But yeah, it's really dope. So go ahead and sign on, and I'll pop in there once in a while. Ryan is also in that thing, so he'll pop in.
Once in a while.
Yeah, once in a while, because as we said, we're both a little busier than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to just... And if you don't have it, you can either download it on your phone, or you can download it onto your PC or Mac, whichever platform you have. And it should work.
Nice. Is that Cool Cats?
Yeah, I think that's the invite. I'm pretty sure it is. Because I just generated a new one, but pretty much I'll be posting on every stream, but I'm also going to be deleting the old invite link because, like I said, I don't want people throwing it around.
Sure. Yeah, it makes sense for this community because it's really neat to see all of you guys get together once a week and start talking to each other and helping each other out. It's really awesome, that we're not the only ones necessarily helping out, that the entire community is helping each other. It's really cool to see in the chat. So I think it's a good idea. Thanks, Derek.
Yeah, so just feel free to hang out with each other. If you guys want to play games with each other, feel free. Like I said, right now it's not optimized in that way, so I have to do some permissions because I don't want people doing bad things. Am I allowed to post the Discord website link here? Oh yeah, go for it. But yeah, actually Divine Morality, he's a mod there as well, or admin, he's one of the two. But he's a good friend of ours, so pretty much the only rule is just don't be a wee-wee. That's the only rule, don't be a wee-wee. I have a pretty high tolerance for things, so I don't really care what you do and stuff, but just don't be a jerk. That's all I ask for.
There you go, yeah. But yeah, that is something that's interesting about Discord too, is you can literally just do it in the browser and it looks good. It looks clean as well. But you can, I think most of us have the standalone program. But yeah. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Appreciate you coming along and helping each other out and giving us your problems. And we hope that our advice helps you guys. And I think that's all I've got to say.
All I have to say is that we just hope you guys find the courage and the desire to get better. Because you can have the courage, but do you have the desire?
Yeah.
Do you have what it takes? Or not what it takes, but do you have...
You have what it takes, yes.
Yeah, you already have what it takes, but do you have the need or the want to make it happen? I think that's the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. I think that's one of the biggest things, because again, like we were saying earlier in the beginning, when you're depressed, you kind of just feel like you don't want to do anything. That's exactly what you need to do, is do something. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So once again, if you guys are not subscribed already, please subscribe to Ryan and click on the bell so you get notified when we go live. If you don't want to do that, we go live every Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we are always late, so just get here early because you guys can hang out with each other.
We aren't always late. Sometimes we're on time, which is crazy for me because I'm always late.
But yeah. So have fun with that, and also once again, popping in the Discord link because the chat's going by so fast, which is amazing because that means we're growing our community, and that means more people to help each other out. So yeah, don't feel afraid to ask questions and let yourself get help because we're all here to make each other feel better and in turn get better with the world, and hopefully yeah. And
don't forget to give everybody a high five. Don't forget to go to Derek's channel and give him a subscribe button. Click, because he deserves it.
Don't subscribe to my channel. I uploaded a very rude video today. I don't think you're gonna like it. Do not watch it. Do not smash the like button. Do not share it. Do not go to my channel and subscribe. I will not be held responsible to your reaction of the video when you see it.
Oh snap! Well, now I kind of want to see it because he said that. If you post, I guess I'll just have to go there and find out.
Find out next time on the Beta Cat Z.
The Beta Cat Z. Okay. Anyways.
All right, everyone. See you later.
Bye bye.